Mm.
Si yo no quisiera, te diría I will never say forgiveness. Tú dime cómo supieras
What is up, my family? What is up, people? Welcome back to the channel, and I hope you had a good weekend, man. Where are we? On Sunday, we're about to open up this market in a bit of a red. I don't know if you've noticed what's been happening over the weekend here, right? With the missiles launching and everything, man. We gotta watch out. You gotta duck. But it's very good to see everybody in here. Please make sure to smash that like button. Please make sure to subscribe to the channel. Do all that's necessary to get this thing finessed so we can bring some more viewers into that channel, right? What is up, my people? Thank you so much for coming on by. CoinFox, my brother, coming in. What's up, dude? He's already giving me the potentials of a potential upside, a probable upside. How do we feel about that upside, team? Well, actually, it could be a panic bounce, right? I'm not gonna lie, for a bit, man. I do think it is. It is in store here for us. But I very much like to thank all of you for coming on by and for joining me here today. I know it's a little bit later than normal, right, team? We've been actually preparing a couple of things in the background. Some of my master's students are about to embark on their final exams next week, so that's actually a very exciting time. And by doing that, I've actually been completing one of the algorithms here for the ARCa Bulls training team, of which my master students are going to receive first. Right, it's going to be the volatility heat map. So, guys, definitely expect that coming into your invite scripts over the next maybe day or two. So I'm very excited for all of you there. So CoinFox is saying possible squeeze coming tomorrow, 52.20 to 30s. We're talking about the ES, right? So historically, when we have huge down days, it's immediately followed up with a squeeze 80% of the time. Go share the link, fam. Send it to your mama. Send it to your brothers, sisters, kids, etc. Says CoinFox. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. What is up, Chad? Good to see you here. Buzzman, I see the whole team coming in, right? What is up, DJ? Thanks so much for sharing that amazing information, right? Definitely hit that like button. Fatal One, what is up? What is up, man? I hope everything is good with you too, man. Me and the family, we're chilling, man. We're doing okay. And Immortal GTI, what's GTII? What is up, man? Well, that's what we were talking about right now, right? If the markets are going to continue the downside or to the upside, I think there was a flash sell-off. You know, usually when there's a flash sell-off, there's a bounce to the upside. You know, so if we're going to gap down in the markets, there could be an immediate pressure to the upside, and then we're just gonna have to see what would follow that. But I mean, if that's gonna really be the case, then we just gotta be ready. Thanks, Colby. Really appreciate that, man. We're just gonna have to move forward and see how the markets behave within that type of drop. I mean, guys, this was on Saturday, right? On Saturday when we were getting the news from Israel, and the markets. I mean, BTC in particular, right? Crypto started just. I mean, it was literal capitulation, right? It was for real panic sell-off, big time downside. And you know, a lot of us trade crypto here too, so we definitely banked on scalps on the way down, right? Off-grid Gorilla banked on over 400%. I ended up taking around 180%, and these were counter trend trades too, so up and down. But yeah, so just heads up on the markets, team. What I am going to tell you is that if there is initial like high thrust movement in the beginning of the trade, which I very much expect, watch out, okay? Because that's gonna mean either positive or negative to the asset that you're facing. In this particular case, we're observing FNGR and GTII for the beginning of the session here. So if we do get an immediate upside for both GTII and FNGR, then what could that look like? Well, let's go ahead and switch on over here to the charts and see if we can get this thing. A quick little analysis, right, and see. So this is GTII, just to give everybody here a little bit of a head start on what we talked about on Thursday, right? So we were talking about a potential downside on GTII to specifically this area here, 2183 to 2271, and And then, of course, like we were talking about, right, we have to get over this. Hold on just a second. I'm going to just go ahead and extend this here for you. Still have to get over this area here. Very strong resistance and absolutely still being used. So we got the downside, right? We got that potential drop, and then we actually recovered and we closed outside of the channel. So that's a good thing. Okay, so if I got to tell you this, if we were trading these assets during the what happened on Saturday, these probably would have capitulated too. I'm talking broader markets, guys. I was watching the S&P 500 futures contracts, and they also, I mean, we're talking about an average true range of around $40-50. That thing dropped over 100 points. I mean, big time drops over the market. It was all over the place. It was crazy. It was blood on the streets there. Quite literally and unfortunately physically. So, man, no good. No bueno for the markets, no bueno for the world, no bueno for people. So Candace Morrison, what is up? Good to see you here. And let's see. Yeah, guys, thank you so much, CoinFoss, for sharing that. Please make sure to consider sharing that the live link here so we can get some more of the viewers in here before we continue too far, right? So that's a quick little recap here on FNGR. We're gonna come on GTII. Sorry, we're gonna come back to it, of course. Just like we're gonna deep dive into this and see what the potentials could be for the coming session. Daily time frame FNGR. We also spoke about this range here. So that would be the 314 to 302. And just in case, we had the just in case target, right? We had the just in case we fail that 302 down to 294 to 296. So we kind of fell and closed right within the 50% of the area that we were speaking of. So thank goodness for that, right? I wanted to present to you another little interesting fact here coming out of FNGR, that if you're looking at this on a daily time frame, of course we close at 308, right? But let's see this on a 12-hour, 308 as well. Okay, so yeah, take a look at that regression, right? This regression here. I was noticing that we broke out of that regression, aka breaking the market structure from this top end here, which was the highs of February 23rd, 2024, landing at a high of 314. We completely broke above that and never came back to test either that high or the regression. So it looks like we may be doing that. Okay. Now it really depends on how the market is going to react too. Okay. Because if the market reacts negatively, then, and it reacts negatively, I'm saying this in like an impulsive way. So if there's an immediate impulse to the downside, then everything under the sun may actually suffer. Well, not everything, right? Oil stocks may go up, DXY currency goes up, VIX goes up, and your inverse tickers like the SQQQ, right? Your SPXY. I think there's an XPXS too, right? And things like that, right? I think your SOXS too. The inverse tickers, they're all going to go up. Those, I'm talking to you about not inverse plays. Bonds go up, that whole thing. Yield goes up. So just kind of be patient with the market here, because we are going to get an initial thrust, and I don't want that thrust to be to the downside, and then you're like, oh damn, you know what? We talked about a potential upside, but we're getting huge downside now. Well, if we do get that downside, please remember that it's due to the world situation, right? It's what we're facing right now. The last time that we experienced these, I think it may have been a few months ago, right? With tensions overseas, and the markets here reacted negatively to it. Overall, though, if the broader market like the S&P and NASDAQ and stuff, overall, if they do continue to the downside in, say, a more balanced manner, that it tends to decline slower than as a capitulation impulsive move, then that can apply an inverse correlation or inverse pressure to the IWM and small caps alike. So that means that you may be able to get an upside here. So on small caps, there is also that speculation too, which tends to happen, and it does tend to happen. And if it does, then that's going to be great news for FNGR and for GTII. But here, you know what? I took a couple of screenshots from some of the, I'm using some software that is not available just yet for the public. And the software will be available, but the ARCa Bulls trading team is in, we're testing the not the beta. We're testing the alpha, right? So I want to show you some of the images that I took a picture of regarding FNGR's options chain, and I believe this to be an incredible piece of information because of what I'm observing. Okay, so I'm gonna just display here. You know what? Let me see if I can make it. Just hold on, just a moment. My goodness. All right, here we go. Stop with the crap. Are we chilling now? Okay. And let me get that image up one more time. And I'm going to bring this over here. I just want to make sure that I can zoom in on it. There we go. Here we go. Okay, so this is the put side, okay? Remember the numbers that you're seeing here on the put side. What we're looking at is the open interest, okay? So you're noticing here that in the open interest, you see some of the bigger numbers coming up as 62, 17, 16, 36, 30, 27, 95 appears to be your biggest open interest. And the open interest quite literally means how many people are interested, or what's the rating of the interest in this particular contract that expires on the 19th of April with a strike price of $2, right? So that's showing you that there's some people here that are trading this in the money. So we're over $3 right now, and people here are in the money. That means that they opened risk at $2, or they're opening risk saying that I want to have this from $2. So they're way in the money. They're $1.08 in the money right now. Okay, so I'm going to pull up now a different image, and I want you to see the drastic attention into what I'm about to show you now. Okay, so let's take a look at this here, and let me make this a little bit larger. And these are the calls. Okay, these are the calls, the call volume, or the open interest in calls. Okay, so here's your open interest. You're getting the I'm sorry. That is not the one. This is the one right over here. There we go. Okay, these are the FNGR open interest in calls. And here we go, calls. So look at the open interest now on this. You're getting 1,200, right? I get it that what the heck just happened? Come on, man. Bring up that image again. Here we go. We're looking at 1,200 open interest at that $3.50 strike. Look at this, $1,100 at $6 at a $6 strike, right? So let's see. What else oh man, 1,900 open interest at the $3 strike. We have what else? Look at this. $10. We have 1,600 open interest. But what I'm really looking at is this. Look at this down here. Look at that. 2,657 open interest. Easily the biggest number that the options calls have, with an expiry of the 17th of May this year at a strike price of $15. What the hell is going on? That, guys, I'm not making this number up. This is the options chain telling us that there is a weird amount of activity on the 17th of May expiries with a 15 strike. 2,657 is your open interest on that. What in the crap? Chat, I hope that's not the case. Oh my goodness, man, this is insane. Guys, this is not saying that it's going to $15. It's just saying that people are betting that this can go to $15. And that would be, we're on April, May. I mean, that's about, these are the month out contracts. That's an extraordinary amount of attention. I mean, not only this, is just look at this. You have your 1,600 open interest on the 16th of August, right? So these are coming up. These are coming up 2 months later, and that's $8. But this blew my mind. So this was something that I wanted to check in with you guys first. I wanted to see if you can give me some thoughts over what you're feeling. So those of you who are knowledgeable with the FNGR fundamentals, what the hell does that mean to you? What does that mean to you? The 2,657 open interest, 15 strike, May 17th. Because if there's people who trade with the options flow, that's people who trade based on the open interest of a particular strike. And you guys just saw the puts, right? Look at the puts. They're on this side. See this? Look at the puts, the open interest. We have nothing over 100. And then in comparing that with the open interest here on the call side, it's night and day. And they're all going towards a huge valuation. Here's your $10 with 1,600. They're $8 with 1,600 as well. Even out of the money right now, we're at $3.08. People are still betting here that we even get into those higher numbers, right? So like the $6 mark right here with 1,100 in open interest, and also 1,200 here with the $3.50. So we're just about 42 cents away from that strike. Damn it, man. So Ian Tucker is saying options bags for fingers. Don't get caught on them. Yeah, do not get caught on these, right? You got to be very careful with this, but we're just using this as flow. Like, why the hell are people betting this hard on a potential upside target? I remember that we were talking about some of the fundamentals on this, and I like that they're following up, and I like that they're communicating, and I also like that the company is actually not a farce. It actually is a physical thing, right? There's a physical location to this to the FNGR hub, and I believe that physical location is in Singapore, if I'm not mistaken. And I mean, not only that, right? We've seen our brother William take some interview. He took a couple of interviews, right? Or one? Was it one or I don't remember if it was a few, right? But yeah, he interviewed the CEO of FNGR, so that also makes me feel okay. It makes me feel that there is a physical company there. So again, team, the targets that I was looking at, with a potential upside are upwards of $4, you know, with a back test. And but sentiment seems to be opposing that completely here. And enough so that they're already taking it to $6 with 1,100 open interest, and even $3.50 with a 1,200 open interest. So how am I going to kind of put this into a chart? How can I make this part of the conversation that we're going to be talking about here? Well, there was, again, just to remind everyone, right? There is an interesting time interval that CoinFox pulled out here about, I think it was on Thursday, or yeah, it may have been on Thursday. So we're noticing that there are several intervals here from trough to trough that are about 280 days long. Even in the bottom side, right? This trough being here, and then this trough being right over here. Like, we're catching 280-day intervals. Okay. The interesting thing here is that if you measure from your trough over here to this point here, you're looking at also 280 days. So we're right there. Does that all correlate with each other? Does that have a... You guys know me. I don't like the hopium type of analysis, and I definitely don't like things that are not numbers based. But this is and also timing the markets is kind of a big deal too, right? Timing the markets is not the best thing in the world, not the best idea in the world. But I can't help but to notice that there is a potential thrust happening here right at the 280-day mark, which is just beyond me. Okay, so Ian Tucker saying finger ringing the bell. Closed with William 24th, I believe. Oh, nice. Okay. So Off-Grid Gorilla saying value bets take on the hype for a surge upside and take profits early, in my opinion. Yeah, man. If you are trading this asset, you know, don't be afraid to pull your profits and all that good stuff. And also, one more thing, right? If you are out of the money in the FNGR asset, meaning that you have a $4.55, $6 average, then any of these pumps to the upside could be opportunities for you to, you know, potentially remove some skin out of the game. Not financial advice, right? Just make sure to act accordingly and do what's appropriate to your personal bias. Okay, just make sure to I'm asking you to look. Okay, just look twice. Make sure to make the best decisions here. That keep in mind your families, right? Keep in mind your mental health. Keep in mind all of those things, right? Because if we don't take opportunities when we're up here, then there could be some chances to where this thing will just give away what we've gained, and then we're back into that mental headspace, right? With that pressure day in and day out. So it's always okay to consider the options. Consider your options, okay, and not options trading. I quite literally mean consider your options here, okay? So yeah, once again, we had this massive regression here lasting from about, September of 2021 all the way up to today, where we faced critical bounces from, and you guys have remembered, for those of you who have been watching me here for quite some time, you'll remember that these targets here were some of the biggest bear traps that I've called to date, right? So, I mean, big time bounces from this area. So what I'm liking is that the reason why I'm mentioning here is because of that, because of the prior iterations here that we've gotten regarding this trend line here, right? So, look at this. You're talking about a regression here that has a valuation of approximately $3.09. So that $3.09, we're sitting at 308. Okay, so there is a potential here. There is something going on. The bottom side of the support regarding this, I would say, I'm gonna make a drawing here for you, just in case you're curious over what that bottom bound is here. Then, mathematically speaking, $2.90 to about, I'd say, now the upside in a discretionary fashion, $2 to $2.98 could be a support area, right? What is up, Options? Good to see you, buddy. And so I guess what I'm trying to say here is that this is a critical support and one that has to be converted into such, because if we do convert this into a support, well, historically speaking, there have been some pretty ridiculous bounces, right? This area here from 103, over its time, right? It went to almost $3, $1 to $3, right? This bounce right here went from 127 to about 174, and then finally this bounce from 129 all the way up to that $7 target, and eventually up to the highs of about $8.06. Not to mention the very first bounce down here. This was that initial squeeze that we got, the one from 61 cents all the way to $9.08. All of that was using this regression here. And I get it. You know, I see that the regression could also be extended down to this area here if we kind of adjust it in some way, shape, or another, right? I see it. I do see it. I'm not ignoring it. It's just that it's kind of a distance for me. So I'm going to make sure to keep under consideration here the local bounces relative to the daily time frame. Okay, so heads up, because we're in the process of converting this bounce or this regression here into some type of support, which is awesome, which is completely awesome. And then, you know, reverting back here, I guess it would have a lot to do with the open interest having these massive numbers to some ridiculous numbers that we haven't seen, right? Like the 2,657 open interest to a strike of $15. You know, there's a lot of people interested in that, and I mean, it really does show. So let me just plot it out. What the hell does $15 even look like on this? I'm not. You know, I'm just putting. I just want to see myself, right? So, well, I mean, $15 is not out of the question. It's just, it's too high for now, right? I mean, we're talking about multiple thousands of percent up. $15 would be close to 17. It is at a major resistance, that $15 mark. I guess the real resistance would be located right about here. I'd say, yeah, 1286 to about 1327. That could be the resistance if we had a $15 strike that people are really trying to take advantage of. There are gaps up there. There are some critical gaps that can be used as resistance, is what I'm trying to say. Okay, so please remember that if there is some downside pressure here, you know what? Let's go ahead and open up the trading chart here. I'm going to use this. Let me see the 5-minute time frame, and I want to see where the moving averages are in relation to FNGR's present position. Okay, yeah. This is certainly suggesting the bottom bounds that we were speaking of within this chart here. Okay, and that is because we're still sitting below some of the key moving averages in an immediate short-term time frame. We're below that SMA 50, below the SMA 100, below the EMA 200 and the SMA 200 critical moving averages here, and they would suggest a downside continuation. Not only that, is that if we can block out the visibility here from the from those moving averages and focus a different area here, I'm going to show you something that could be showing us that there is a bottom bound, okay? And that's drawn in this fashion here. We're looking at a chop box. Okay, so let me see if I can get it like this. I guess I will. And this would be the bottom side of it. So this would be the area of consolidation. And as you can see here, we peaked below at one time. It was a fake out, a quick look below, right? And we are certainly below it now, and we're coming back up to test that resistance by price action reacting the way it is here. Look, I'm going to point it out for you right here. See, the price action came right up and then rejected right at this line, and then it came back down. So those are your validations of resistance. Locally, we're talking about a 5-minute time frame, so it's nothing too dire here. Okay, so in order for us to gain a price objective, then go ahead and take a trend line from the top side of that formation to the very bottom side of the formation, and that'll give you an implied price. So we're looking at here about a lowest bound of around 281. I'm not looking at a 281. I think I looked at a 286, right? Oh, or 290. Okay, so 281. Let's see where that is in respects to that. All right. So if the 281 is the formation target, that means that your target would be this candle here at 277. Okay. It doesn't mean that we're going to reach it all the way. It just means that we're going to use the 277 as a potential bound. Okay. Now, how can we validate that bottom? Let's take a fib. Let's take a retracement here from maybe the entire day's range on Friday. We'll take it from the bottom side of that 304, I think it was, right? To the top of the price action on intraday. And we're looking at a target of about, what did it say here? This was about it wasn't 276, it was 281. Right about here, right? 281. And take a look at the one spot 618, golden mean. It's right at 280, right? So naturally we try to kind of pair those things together. The only reason I said 276, remember we have this area here at 277, right? The candle itself. So 277 is now your range, okay? 277 to about 281. That could be the lower bound just in case we get there. Okay, remember the just in case is based on the broader markets. We are facing a load of pressure from the situation abroad, overseas, right? This is it's going to happen. And if guys, by the way, this is going to be a huge shout out to my boy Options. But if you guys have been watching my market preps here, if you've been a part of the team here at night, right, the nights for the last week. Options came up to us and said, guys, there's going to be tensions overseas with Iran and in Israel and everything. So he told us quite literally Friday last week, maybe Thursday or Friday of the previous week, not this Friday that just passed, not 2 days ago Friday, the last Friday, right around there, or Thursday, he said, guys, you know what? There is going to be potential tensions overseas regarding this, regarding that. Heads up on your positions. There's going to be massive sell-offs. Okay, so that's exactly what happened, and I have to put my respects out there for my brother Options, right, for giving us that piece of news, because the man is very much aware of global issues. So I don't know if you want to. Options. I don't know if you want to elaborate a little bit on that, brother, but the mic is open if you want to say hi to the team, and we can all say a quick thank you to you, buddy, for sharing with us that, right? We got some nice plays on Bitcoin over the weekend on your call. So really, really cool for you to do that for us, brother. But if you're not available on the mic, no pressure. Please don't feel like I need you to speak or anything. I know that you're a busy man. I know that you're doing your thing. I just want the family to know that we are eternally thankful to have you in the team and have people like you in it. So Options just said it's a loud environment where he is, team, but he knows that we are saying a quick thank you to him right now regarding this. So just know. Options. Love you, buddy. Really appreciate you, man. No, nonetheless, right? Just wanted to make sure that you do know that. Okay?
He does jazzercise on Sunday nights, bro.
He does, right? Okay. All right. Let's see. So, COT, please are counter. Guys, remember that the inverse play happens when there's not an impulsive move. So if we get an immediate move on NAS or on the S&P 500, and in this case using even crypto, if all of those things capitulate at one shot, we are definitely getting pressure to the downside. Okay, so that's the initial thing, and I spoke about it a little bit earlier too, that there are times to when we can actually recover the markets, right? Recover the markets in a more balanced manner, and that's usually when there could be an inversion, small caps versus larger caps. And so, but while there is pressure, just hang on, because FNGR is not facing a downside here to invalidate plays, not yet at least. But what we are observing here is the breakout of critical market structures. Okay, for example, we're breaking above that 313, and this long-standing regression here, right? Huge regression. There has to be a breath here to take. Right? We broke above that, right? We got to come back and start validating it. And the space that I'm speaking of here would be, remember, these are the targets for us to observe, okay? It's going to be somewhere between 298 to 290, but we also have to observe this probability here based on a formation, based on psychological targets, right? So that would be here 277 to 281 with a focus at the 1.618 fib at $2.80. Okay, you guys, so you know those targets. I just want you to make sure that you can use several strategies here to identify your lower probabilities. Okay, so and also remember that if we pull up a higher time frame, then pressure is going to be on. Bear pressure is going to be on as soon as we fall beneath 277 at this pivot. Okay, now if we look further back, the 277 could be paired to around 256. 256 to 277. Above that, you're still in a bullish trend. So as soon as you start breaking below those targets, then there's going to be some serious applied pressure to a downside here. Okay, so please watch out with that. And if you are curious over what I meant about how to gather several strategies together in identifying your lower or higher probability targets, well, please remember that I'm going to be extending my beginners trading course to about a 4 to 5 week program. I'm going to condense that all the way down to 4 to 5 weeks from 18 weeks so that you guys can meet with my present students in the 8 to 12 week strategies mentorship. Reach out to me, ArcMastersCourse at gmail.com. I'll pass over the details, the disclaimer, the syllabus, and we'll get that thing rolling. Okay. Now, smokescreen. No worries on this one, buddy. I got you for both because I want you to learn both of the things, right? The introduction to trading and also the strategies mentorship. So both of those. All right. So let's go ahead and continue here, team. Do we have any other thoughts? The validation of the upside or downside comes in with momentum versus volatility. Okay. So just to kind of put it out there, team, this is now what you're observing here is actually the final product of the volatility heat map in linear, right? So this is actually it. All alerts have been updated and they're now coming in with the heat map in the background. And this is all that I was waiting for. I'm just going to go ahead and forward test it here for a little bit, but the master students are going to be the first to receive this here, followed by the ARCa Bulls trading team, and then we'll move on. So please remember, join the ARCa Bulls trading team by hitting the link in the chat right now. Okay, team, that's going to be your subscribe to the team, right? And we're trading the financial markets every day, starting at about 6 a.m. Pacific time. Okay, so yeah, guys, that's the final product here for your volatility and linear here, and we're moving now. We actually have the alerts and everything in line. God, that took forever. Anyway, so yeah, let's go ahead and now take a look at the validation of the move towards the downside or to the upside. We were speaking of immediate short-term time frame downside. Well, let's look at the hourly. Okay, the hourly time frame on stochastics still has a downside pivot to consider. It looks a little corrective, so we're slowing down, but there's still expansion. Okay, now let's follow that. What is the 30-minute saying? 30-minute time frame is still arguably correcting too, right? I want that to correct even harder. There has to be a deeper push. But if you look at the immediate short-term time frame, this is going to be your 15-minute time frame with a downside pivot on Stokes, right? So that shows you that, yeah, look at this. Immediate short, downside. 5-minute time frame, downside. That is showing you that the validity of the targets that we're using are probably very high. Okay, and now we're using the strategy of volatility and momentum. So we're using some statistics there, combining it with our psychological price objectives and also with our mathematical application, geometrics too. Okay, so that's showing you now that we have 3 potentials that are giving us a green light for some potential downside price action. Temporary. Remember, 5-minute time frame, 10-minute time frame, those things tend to happen real fast. Okay, so that's your validator here. Now, what about the stats window? What's that telling us? So, let's see. I think we could use. Oh yeah, we overextended here. We went right to the 308 mark of the daily time frame. So that, yeah, we ended at the bottom side of the average true range. So now in a 12-hour time frame, you're getting a downside target of, look at this, guys. I'm not making this up. Yes, I did code it, but it's mathematical. Your average true range on a 12-hour period is telling you $2.81. What did we just say? Let's go back. Check it out right here. Your targets are right there in the center. Look at it. I'm going to highlight them for you. 281 to 277. Using geometrics, using the psychological take profit targets, meaning formation analysis, using our discretion. And of course, right here. These are geometrics. 1 spot 618 at 282. And there's your math on the 12-hour time frame. Where is it? Here we go. 281. Powerful stuff, you guys. Powerful stuff. Which, by the way, if you become a master student, if you become part of the ARCa Bulls training team, this will also be yours in the next week or so. Okay, guys. So, yeah, I think that's going to be pretty much it for FNGR. What about GTII, though, right? What is it saying for us? What do we have in line for that ticker? We did speak about a downside, and we did speak about a recovery from it. There was a key area for us to dive into the 2183 to 2271 before facing a rejection, right? Another thing is that we also pointed out to this topside target too of 2451 to 2471. And we came up right to that. So our discretion said 2451, price action came up to 2450, right? So, but I mean, guys, come on. I can't nail it exactly perfect, right? But it was there. Good times. Anyway, so let's take a look at volatility and momentum to see what the probabilities could be here. So Immortal GTII in the chat is saying crypto had big dips during the weekend, so market could also follow a similar trend. Hopefully reverse beta plays might explode, but it's just wishful thinking. Well, Immortal, personally speaking, there's going to be a gap down, right, in broader markets. So we're going to see the SPY open up at a lower valuation from which it closed from on Friday. And when that happens, there tends to be a jump to the upside, right? So if that jump to the upside is what we're looking at, then there could be immediate buying. People are going to think that this was the V-shaped recovery and we're going to take this thing to the upside. Well, that's true. That could potentially create a little bit of a squeeze. CoinFox actually took the liberty here to share with the team that there could be that move coming in the Monday, and I completely agree. That's going to be short term though. We're going to get a short term upside. Whether the upside is going to last 1 or 2 days, the overall trend could still be to the downside. So that's absolutely something that we have to keep in mind here. Getting a shift, breaking structure the way that we just did. I mean, this was the S&P. Look, this was the futures contracts, right? Let me just get rid of the drawings here and all that good stuff, right? So your Friday price right here. So this thing ended up dropping all the way down to 51.50, and this is the current daily candle. So this was all part of the weekend price, right? So we dropped from 52.44 all the way down to 51.50, marking an almost 100% decline, or 100 point decline, sorry, on the ES. That, guys, I'm saying that that's a big deal because of this. Look, okay, and this has a lot to do with FNGR and GTII. If the markets sell off immediately, both of those tickers are going to face problems. Okay, but when the markets start to recover in a more gradual manner, then in that moment we could observe an inverse correlation. So there may be a continuation here to the upside, but when this recovers when this recovers to the downside in a more slow manner, that's when I'm thinking that small caps may actually get a little bit of a push to the upside. So what I'm saying here is that exit liquidity, broader markets, is going to be entry liquidity to the small cap market. And it's kind of a cycle, right? We're going to be cycling around like that, little by little. Okay. So in regards to GTII, let's pull up the 4-hour time frame here to see what we have. And you know what? Actually, let's pull it all the way down to the 1-hour time frame. Okay. So I know that we have other targets to observe here. I'm just going to go ahead and minimize the color here so that we don't so that we can, fall away from distraction within upper bound targets that we don't have control over just yet. We want to make sure that we can take it step by step, if you will. Okay, so let's see here. I think that's going to be your green line right there. Yeah, let's go ahead and remove this guy here too. And for the present moment, yeah, we have a little bit of a chop that we need to get out of. And that chop, I'm gonna display to you what I mean by the chop. Let me see, the 30-minute and even the 15-minute in a charting situation. Okay. Oof, man, this looks like it's a complete. This may be the validation and breakout out of that thing. Okay, so I'm gonna diminish this because this was already the target that we faced and we recovered from it. Okay, so let's get rid of these lines here just so that we can maintain things a little bit more clear for the team to see. Okay, so the chop box that I'm really speaking of is actually located right at this resistance. Okay, so how about this? Let's get rid of this thing and this thing. Who cares, right? Because I want to show you guys the higher probabilities here, the real picture, where we're currently sitting, why we're sitting there, and why we're kind of not getting away from it. Okay, so let's take a look at this now. That's really your zone. Okay, we already got the target here, so we're gonna get rid of that. And let me make sure that center line doesn't distract you either, right? We're gonna just make this a little thinner, and we'll also make it dotted like we usually have, just like that. Okay, now I know you see the channel there. That's all good. But what I want you to observe is this area here. So if you remember from the prior videos that I put out, I spoke about this being the upper box that we were going to kind of stick to, right? So this is still the case. You're looking at a total range here of 2202 to 2502. We need to break this range in order for us to get out. To break it to the upside or to break it to the downside, whatever the case is, it just needs to be broken in order for us to consider a direction here. What I like as far as the price action, I'm talking about an immediate short term, is that we had a little bit of a box here, right? Down here. We finally made an upside move and started creating the next box. So what I would like to see is price action recovering here and then entering this box. Okay, so that's going to be the next step. If you don't remember those targets, it's 30 to about 2606. We are currently sitting at 23 cents. So us having this area here, or kind of reacquiring it, that would be a big deal for price, because then we're going to start getting ready to break above these areas here. Breaking above 34 to about 35 cents would put you in this box next. And that's going to be the top side of 44.02 to about 36 cents. It's critical. It's going to be done step by step. Okay, so for right now, team, we're kind of stuck in a little bit of a box here, but let's see what we can do about that in the immediate short-term time frame using momentum versus volatility. What do we have in store? Okay, so the 15-minute time frame stochastics are still showing a little bit of downside here. So why don't we get a little more granular? Let's bring it down to the 5-minute time frame and see what's up. Okay, The 5-minute time frame showing a little bit of an upside here. I'm not sure if that thrust is good enough, though. Let's see the 10-minute. It's feeding off of it a little bit here. Okay, so if we are going to get a potential upside continuation from an immediate short term, I'm talking about the first 30 minutes, the first 30 minutes of the trade, maybe even up to 1 hour max here. But if we are going to get a little bit of an upside, then let's determine that. Well, what could be the resistance level? Well, let's use our tricks. Let's use moving averages, right? Let's see what we got in store for this. Okay, so a major moving average. Oh, you know what? In the 5-minute time frame too. So the major moving average here that I can see has come back to test is going to be right above here, 2378 at the EMA 200. Okay, so let's mark that off just like this. New play, right? 2378 is going to be your resistance or a potential resistance that can be near it. But remember, I don't like to take into consideration the solid target of the moving average. The moving average is beside the point. It's price that leads the way. So if I'm gonna identify the EMA 200 at 2378, what does price have to say about it? Let's get rid of the moving averages now and see what is closest to the price. Well, you can see this area here, right? You can also see this zone here. All those areas where you can consider what is it called? The barcoding, right? So 24 cents could be tomorrow's resistance before we continue on for a bottom side price. So 24 cents is what we can see here immediately. Okay, that's going to be really close to your EMA 200 or SMA 200. Let's put them back in real quick. Let's just make sure. There we go. So in fact, it's actually your SMA 100 top side here. Good deal. All right, now that we know that we have that upside probability, are we going to come back down to the 23 cent zone, or are we going to come back down to the 22 cent zone? Well, we have to get more creative. Let's find out how far can we drop using stochastic momentum's upside bias. Okay, so initial move. The RSI is telling you that you have a little bit of a downside. Remember that this is more reactive than your stochastics. So in my personal opinion here, 22.48 drop, lift off to 24 cents, get the resistance of where though? What is the resistance? Let's see if we can find one. Getting close. Maybe later. Okay, that's going to be, your 30-minute time frame is already making an upside move here. You can see that the 30-minute time frame may move itself all the way up to this gravitational zone. And what could be as resistance at this point, aside from the gravitation? You see right here, we're rejected at gravitation, rejection of the gravitation, rejection. We may get that again. Okay, so what could that be? The 30-minute time frame is showing you here that, we could make a continuation. Let me go up to the hourly. There it is. Your hourly time frame makes the upside and validates again the resistance of your hourly time frame SMA 14 on the RSI. So that would be the reason for us to resist at 24. We'll come back to the prior day's close at around 22.19, maybe at the bottom of the box again at 22.06, and bounce again. So what am I saying? What all these numbers and all these things and this chart and the lines, what am I saying? Can I simplify that any further? Hell yeah, I can. For those of you who would like for me to just be clear, then here's what I'm saying. That tomorrow we're trading in this box again. 22.02 to 25.02. And if we have any catalyst to bring us out of this, then let's use it. Let's bring it out of the freaking company already. Right? But I'm showing you mathematically and strategically how I know, or how I can know, or give you the higher probability of trading within this range. And I just showed you how. Okay, no matter which way I look at it, no matter which way I put it down, I'm going to have to explain it step by step so that you know that there's an actual strategy behind it. I'm not going to just make it up. I can see obviously, price action has been stuck in here, but I'm not just going to say, we're trading within here and that's it. So I'm going to give you an actual reason as to why we could do that, right? Yeah, Oni, you couldn't have said it better, my brother. You couldn't have said it better. Oni just said that's called consolidation. That's right. We're trading in a box here. We're consolidating, trading sideways. Right? We got to get out of here. We got to get out of this point. Joseph, what is up, buddy, in the chat saying ARCa can predict like Walter Mercado? Guys, For the Latino community, please go ahead and throw an A in the chat. If you know who Walter Mercado is, go ahead and throw the A in chat and throw it in respect for the man himself, right, man? We lost a great. We lost one of those greats. He is big time out, right? Didn't he pass away recently, or a couple years ago maybe? That sucks, man. Oh, the People's J, give me the A for Walter Mercado, man. He was amazing, man. You know, I remember my mother. She was out there waiting for the horoscope, right? She was waiting for her sign to come up, and he would read it all the time. The Real Conqueror giving us the A. Fatal One giving us the A. That's the respect, man. Thank you for the picture. I was going to ask for that, right? And this is, let's go ahead and show it off right here, right, team? This is Walter. So, man, yeah, this guy, he would be a big deal in the Latino community, right? Big stuff right there. And thank you, by the way, team. Yeah, thank you so much for sharing your respects here, right? Good dude. Anyway, team. So let's go ahead and now validate the moves that we're speaking of here within the IWM. Does the IWM for small caps, does this agree with what we're going to face here for both GTII and FNGR? That's overall, you guys, that's what we got to do. First of all, FNGR. Let's run a correlation coefficient. Now, you're going to say, there this guy goes with his mathematical terms. What the hell is he talking about now, right? Okay, so we're going to pull up an indicator that's available to you. It's free, right? It's in TradingView as a community script. I didn't make it. I didn't do anything about it. All you have to do is type in your indicator section, correlation coefficient, okay? Not a lot of people know about this, but it's absolutely a powerful tool. So correlation coefficient tells you the relation between one ticker to another ticker by a percentage. So how tightly correlated are they, and does one affect the other? So this is where things get a little interesting, right? So in this case, we're going to use let's see, the IWM, which is going to be the iShares Russell 2000 ETF. So Oni saying, can't stay long. Great content as usual. We love your level-headed perspective on stocks. Have a great night, everyone. Take care, Oni. Thank you so much for coming on by. Really appreciate you, my brother. Okay, so let's apply it here. Correlation coefficient, IWM. Okay, let's bring this down to shorter time frames, right? Because there is apparently a tighter correlation here. Yeah, take a look at this. In the immediate short-term time frame, there is an enormous amount of correlation between FNGR and the IWM. We're approaching the 80 percentile, right? You can see here that there have been times where we have been not so correlated and other times where we have been. Okay, now guys, I'm sorry to ask you. I'm sorry to ask you to do this, but if you can, do me a favor. This would be the greatest thing in the world. We have a good amount of viewers right now. Please make sure to subscribe to the channel. Hit that like button so that we can engage that algorithm, right? We can finesse the algo and bring us in some more viewers and more people that are willing to learn the markets in a different way, right, you guys? So if you're a fundamental trader, imagine becoming a fundamental trader with charting behind you, right? That's going to be an amazing thing. It's kind of like it's kind of like any other career, right? You want to become a jack of all trades, right? So you can up your odds here, right? For you want to become indispensable, right? In your field. Okay, so that is that is FNGR with an immediate short-term time frame, high validity correlation to the broader market, IWM. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at the next thing now. Let's use GTII with a correlation coefficient as well. So remember, indicators on the top end. Guys, if you don't have TradingView, visit the description below on this video and use my link. I'm an affiliate to TradingView, and they give me points anytime that somebody signs up. Okay, so do me a favor, help a brother out. Go ahead and sign up to TradingView for one of your free trials, right? And you'll be able to use all these tools too. Especially when you join the ARCa Bulls trading team, I'm giving you the scripts, the ones that I'm writing, so you can use on TradingView. Okay, so there you go. So type in, I just typed in the first 6 letters here, so we can use it to just use the nearest related title, correlation coefficient in this case. So let's go ahead and apply the ticker name here, IWM. That's going to be your iShares Russell 2000 ETF against the GTII asset. Okay, so we're on an hourly time frame here, and we can already see that there is growing correlation between the broader market and GTII. Okay, so what about more immediate? Take a look at that, right? We're definitely reactive. We're absolutely reactive. Very similar to the FNGR asset. We're growing in correlation from the immediate short term, cascading into the later time frames. This is important because what leads the market are the broader markets typically, right? Unless you're gonna get crazy ass movement from a ticker like Nvidia. Remember that about a month ago? Nvidia was reaching the upside and going insane. Nvidia was literally the reason the broader markets were running. Nvidia was keeping us in a bull cycle all by itself. Huge market cap. Okay, so when it comes to small caps and micro caps, they're more susceptible to other things moving, right? So we want to identify what those things are. So if you follow the IWM and you see an immediate upside, you may see the effect later on GTII and FNGR. So you may be able to call an upside before it happens using the IWM. Not a lot of people know that the indices, right? The index is usually what caters to price first, right? You want to make sure to observe your broader market, because the broader market often indicates where the underlying assets will run. Okay, so in this case here, small caps identified by the Russell 2000 ETF. This is showing us that the correlation between GTII and that ETF are running at a higher and higher pace, little by little. This is great news, you guys. That means that we can use something else to identify a potential direction for both the assets, and both of them are running similarly in correlation from the immediate short term. I'm talking about both GTII and FNGR to the IWM. So now that we know that GTII and IWM are starting to grow correlation from the shorter time frame, then it is absolutely in our benefit to take a look at what the IWM is going to do. Okay, so let me see. CoinFox, do you by any chance? I'm going to search it myself right now, or anyone in the chat, please let me know in the chat what the ticker name is for the futures Russell 2000 index. I want us to take a look at the futures contracts.
RUT.
RUT. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at that as well. Futures contracts, yeah?
Oh, for the futures?
Yeah. I want to look at futures. Let me see if I can get that.
RTY maybe?
RTY, maybe so. Let's see. So Joseph is saying ARCa. I think that
it's RTY.
It's RTY? Oh yeah, it is. Nice. Yeah. Okay, cool. So yeah, let's go ahead and pull this up and see what we have in store for the futures contracts. So let me pull this on the daily. Oh man. Wow. Okay, this is your price action here. Okay, from what happened over the weekend. You're talking about these are the E-mini Russell 2000 futures contracts, okay? So they ran from 2057 all the way down to 2009. This reached just about a 50 point move, right? So what's the average true range on this? 40 points. And this thing ran 50 of those 40 points. Guys, there's going to be volatility in the markets. It looks like the Russell 2000 E-mini futures contracts are probably going to recover a bit, right? And that's speaking because of the gap down. Right? So the futures contracts are telling you what's happening 23/7. 23 hours of the day, 7 days a week. Now, why 23? Well, futures contracts has a closing period. The closing period for the day is the 23rd, is during the 23rd hour to the 24th, right? So it opens up again just about after that hour. So you get 23/7 trading. So that means that for 7 days a week, you can see what the markets are doing. So if you see weakness on the E-minis of Russell during the weekend, you can already imply that there is weakness on your underlying asset that you're trading that's a small cap. So you can use this. This is part of the strategies mentorship. Okay? All of this stuff. So this is a way that you can identify like, oh crap, I'm in trouble, or oh damn, we're about to gap up. But remember, strategically speaking, whenever there is a down day, CoinFox shared with us, I'm talking impulsive move to the downside the way that he described, 80% of the time, there is a squeeze to happen on the following day. So yeah, that's right. We get the major expiries this week as well. We get OPEX. It's going to be your options expiries. So that is absolutely something that we have to keep in mind too. Here's the thing that they're going to try to push the major expiries out of the money. So if you're holding options contracts that are that are within this week of expiry, which is going to be, there's going to be the 19th expiries, right? Yeah. So if you have contracts with a 19th expiry, that's potentially going to throw things to the downside. And I'm talking about to the downside on your specific tickers. Okay, so if they're gonna do that, team, I think that we may experience a decline in price action here. And I'm gonna say it again. I think 277 to 281 could be a bottom side target for FNGR coming in the next few days. I'm saying because of the options expiries, because of the tensions overseas, the futures contracts showing us some downside, and also the OPEX. So let's just keep things a little bit light here, right? So one of the first targets that I'm observing, team, are 281 to 276. Let's just go ahead and not create a panic here, right? And let's just make sure that we can trade the markets as per usual, okay? But watch out, because there are certain risks in the broader markets here that can bring the price down further. Okay, they're going to mess around with the expiries. Okay, we've seen it before. We're not new to this. We've seen this before. Okay, so just heads up on the risk, manage it well, and make sure to just be very, very much conscious over the overseas situation and your options major expiries. Okay, this is team. I can't be more clear. I couldn't be more clear about this. Okay, there's gonna be some pressure here, and we got to watch out. Okay, and that means for both GTII and FNGR. Okay, so this it's a dangerous time. So I'm gonna make sure to cover the ticker. I'm gonna make sure to go over the day-to-day price action with you so that you don't feel alone. I'll go ahead and put it down on there. Okay, team. So I'll try my best, and I want you to also try your best to mitigate your risk. Okay. So now let's go back to the chat here and see what's going on. Let's see. Joseph saying ARCa, I think tomorrow. Yep, that's right. Thank you, buddy. Went down and everybody's going to bet to the downside. Yeah, man, there is a potential here. There's going to be a huge shift. So guys, go ahead and follow the voting poll here in, actually, you know what? Why don't we do this here within the stream too? I think you're able to perform those too on this side. CoinFox. So I can go ahead and do it. Let's see. Let's put a poll up here and let's make a vote. Let's make a vote regarding FNGR. Are you in FNGR presently? That's the question. Go ahead and submit your vote now, and let's take a look at what the percentages are from where we presently are. So Sebastian Lim telling me that there is movement happening with the ticker symbol HUBC. Not sure how that's oh, I see what you're doing. I see, Sebastian. Have you checked out the charts on HUBC? Does it look? And I'm gonna. Okay. So far, So far, it looks like on the voting poll here for Are You in FNGR presently, we're at about a 61% yes, 39% no. Inside of the ARCa Bulls trading team, we're getting a 25% yes and 75% no. And let's see, we also started another poll here. We're going to end this in just a few minutes. So I want to gauge the sentiment around what we're doing here regarding the positions. So now inside of we have a poll going for GTII as well. And just a heads up, right? There's 62% no, 37% yes. So far it looks like FNG. If you haven't submitted your votes just yet, please go ahead and submit your vote. Are you in FNGR presently? Go ahead and submit your vote here as soon as possible, team, so we can close off the poll. And I'm going to go ahead and add a poll for GTII as well. So if you haven't submitted your vote, go ahead and submit the vote right now. Are you in FNGR presently? Yes or no? And please remember, team, that there's no way anyone can see who votes what. This is completely discreet. And the voting is just what it is, right? It's just gonna boil down to a number collectively. No one is seeing who's voting what, in case you're worried. Okay, so literally no one can see you vote yes or no. So no problem there. Your privacy is number one with this type of algorithm, with the voting algorithm. Can't do that. I wouldn't even be able to process. Like, I wouldn't even be able to stream live if we could see that type of information, team. That's a breach of users' privacy. So go ahead and submit your vote here in YouTube. If you are a part of the ARCa Bulls trading team, go ahead and submit your vote there as well. Just to give you guys on YouTube a little bit of an update here, I'm going to go ahead and show you right here, right? So this is the ARCa Bulls trading team. Some of the members are here chilling with me right now as we speak, which by the way, we learned together that in the ARCa Bulls trading team, they are receiving my stream 7 seconds faster than YouTube does, which is insane, especially when we're trading live. That is a critical point of information. My goodness. Anyway, so here's the voting so far on FNGR. You're getting a 22% no and a 77%, a 22% yes that are holding FNGR and a 77% that they are not holding FNGR. GTII, we have a 55% of people not holding versus the 44% holding. Okay, so now coming up to the voting poll on YouTube, let's take a look at now. 52% says yes, that they are holding FNGR. 48% say no. So I'm going to give it here one more minute for you to submit your votes for FNGR. And we're going to close this out and then start the GTII voting poll as well. I want to know if you are holding it. I'm creating a statistic here. We're going to see what's up. Okay, so I'm observing here, right? We're still holding at 54. Let me see. It's hard to see it from here. 54% saying yes and 46%. Okay, you guys. So I'm going to go ahead and end the poll right now. And we're going to go ahead and start off the GTII poll. Okay, so let's give it here. Let's give it 5 seconds, right? 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. This is the ending of the poll for FNGR, and here are the results. Take a look in the chat, and those are the results right now for holding FNGR. So let's go ahead and start off the next poll here. And we're going to do this for GTII as well. So are you holding GTII presently? Okay, so here is the poll, team. Go ahead and start your voting now. And let's go ahead and see the statistics of GTII versus FNGR. And get this moving. All right. I can already see the volatility increasing, right? So guys, what we're doing here is that we can use ourselves as kind of a kind of indicator, as sentiment based indicator. man, it would be interesting if we actually had GTII practice in the options chain, right? Because we're not having that. It's just terrible. But yeah, guys, this is going to be the battle of the turds right here, right? So far, we're looking at 68% holding GTII versus 32% no. 70% is holding GTII. That's funny because I thought FNGR was the bigger holder in the chat here. That is very curious. Super, super curious. So far right now, guys, if you're new to the chat, please go ahead and submit your vote. And please remember that your privacy is key. No one can see if you're voting yes or no. No one will be able to ever see this. So if you feel hesitant over you voting anything at all, please don't, because no one can see if you're voting yes or no. It's just up to you. Okay, so go ahead and submit your vote here. Are you holding GTII presently, yes or no? And we're just going to use this as a sentiment-based indicator for the channel. I just want to know how I can proceed here. Joseph said, you know what, dude, I'll do it too. Screw it. I'll do it too. Yeah, I will. That is a bold move from you, man, because I am not with it. Yes, I promise I'll do it for you. Good deal. So Candace is saying most people who are in FNGR, if it goes plan on piling into GTA. I see what you're saying. Yeah. And so far it looks like it is the but you know, I think it's because the GTII play has probably lasted a little bit longer. You know, it's probably been in for I think the GTII play is what, a couple years older though than the I'm not talking about the age of the companies. I'm talking about the age of the play from when it became like relevant, where people were starting to post, you know, huge threads of analysis on all of it. You get the influencers, you get all the talk everywhere. I'm not sure which one came in fingers older. Is Smokescreen is saying that FNGR is older, from 2018. Oh, so could that explain why GTII has a bigger holding, because it's newer? Is that what the logic is here? Oh, dude, Sasquatch, is that Northwest Sasquatch? Is that really the truth for you personally? That's ridiculous. Okay, so we're going to give this a couple more minutes here to finish off, right? So we have the voting going on for, are you holding GTII presently? And I feel like I have to say this out loud all the time. I feel like I have to say this all the time because you know, people may not have trust on systems and stuff. But this is a very, 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 very simplistic system where you just type in yes or no, and you are completely private, right? So this is no one knows if you're holding yes or no. So the only way that we'll know is if you say yes in the chat, like saying I'm holding it, and then we can know that you're holding it, right? But that's the only way. Typing in your vote into the voting poll, the algorithm keeps you entirely anonymous, so we don't know. We definitely don't know. Crypto Trader, what's up, baby? So we definitely don't know who's holding what. Okay, so feel free to go ahead and submit your vote here. We're just using ourselves as an indicator here, a sentiment-based indicator, to observe how the volume for the channel comes in, and this can help us. This can help us push. This can help us push even further, right, into making the channel bigger. And this is just one way. So let's give it here a few more seconds, team. We have right now presently 70% saying yes that are holding GTI, 71 versus a 29% saying no, that they're not holding GTII. And we're going to do, per the request of Joseph, we're going to do one more voting poll right after this, so stick around. That's gonna be a silly one to kind of put together here. Let's see. Smokescreen saying they both ran to 9 the same time, but that's it. Wow. Okay, yeah, we're still, the thing is still fluctuating, right? So let's go ahead and give this another 10 seconds, and we're going to finish off the voting for GTII, and we're going to start one more poll. And we got about 5 seconds now to submit your last votes for the GTII poll. So let's do that now. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And the poll has now ended for GTII. And these are the results here now. So we have 71% saying yes to holding GTII and no to the 28. Now, FNGR, the results came in with 53% yes, with a 46% no. Very curious. All right, now here's the request. Here's the surprise request from Joseph. This should be interesting. Let me go ahead and type it in right here. Oh God, dude. Oh man. Here it goes. I'm about to put it up. Here's the question mark, and go ahead and start your voting now. Are you holding AMC presently? I want to know if you're holding it in right now. Oh my goodness, man. Dude, cryptic trader, most of us have stupid dividends, so you technically had to put yes, huh? Ah, damn it, man. Sebastian started laughing on this one. Dude, Joseph nailed it in the coffin. He said, bro, I want to see how many people are holding AMC. Joseph, I love you, bro. Look at John. John is coming in saying, hell no. Brothers, please remember that your vote is completely anonymous. No one can tell if you're holding it or not. It does not matter. It does not matter. If we're just this was actually per request, and it's not even my own. So Hound, what's up, buddy? Good to see you. I remember it as them both becoming popular plays around the same time. Maybe that's just me though. Maybe popular around the same time because I started covering both. I don't know, actually. Maybe you're right. Hey Brett, how you doing? So Brett is saying they do not have the same shorts. FNGR was the Lynn Partners, and GTII was Alpine and Kramer's, right? So both have paid off debentures and shorted to death. Oh, you're right. I do remember that the Lynn Partners thing with I do recall that. So far the voting for AMC is looking like 21% yes over a 79% no. Right? So Ian Tucker saying we'll only sell your info if you don't like the channel. And Joseph is saying, unfortunately, I'm stuck in that place. And Northwest Sasquatch is saying, I swing trade AMC. You are literally swing trading the sentiment on that, I bet. So, guys, thank you so much for participating on this. This is absolutely remaining some. I'm noticing here that we're keeping retention with having the voting in here. Check this out, though. As we get more viewers coming in, they are saying that they are not holding AMC presently. So that's now shifting the statistics to an 81% no versus a 19% yes. That is absolutely curious. So if you are new to the chat, remember you're not giving away any information of your own. This is completely private and anonymous. So go ahead and type in if you're holding AMC presently or not. Right, so it's just going to be a yes or no deal here, right? So no one sees your info, no one sees nothing. I feel like I have to say that here because I personally felt like they did collect my information. But no, that's not the case. Now that I'm an influencer, now I remember back in the day when they would put these polls up, I'd say to myself, dude, I don't want to vote because I don't want them to know that I hold it. But no, guys, it's not the case. I can't see that. And no other influencer can see if you vote yes or no. Okay, so go ahead and submit your votes now. We're going to end this thing in just a couple minutes here, and we're going to go over the stats, which are immense, right? They're a complete surprise to me, right? Because I remember it in specific, AMC holding, millions upon millions of market participants, and now that's not the case. So it just goes to show, right, how I guess if there was one person to really ruin this, right, it would be internally, and not to mention the names or whatever, but we know who, right? So my dude over there just kind of he crapped all over the bed, and I mean, who else are you gonna blame? Who else are you gonna blame, right? So if that's the problem here, guys, damn it, man. So Cryptic Trader saying I'm the only person who still holds the ape. Brother, that's ridiculous. Oh my goodness. Okay, guys, let's go ahead and give this another 15 seconds, and then we'll go ahead and end the poll for are you holding AMC presently, right? So go ahead and submit your vote as soon as possible here, and we'll go ahead and go over the statistics here, and then we'll see. So I mean, it doesn't take a voting panel for this, but are you guys interested? I'm not gonna react to this in any way. I promise you this. I'm not gonna react to this in any way. But are you interested in AMC analysis? Joseph, don't answer that. I'm just kidding, man. CoinFox said, hell no. Dude, Cryptic Trader showing us the image. Oh no. Dude, if you are talking about a true ape here, look no further. Dude, that's crazy. Cryptic Trader, how did they, bro, I'm pissed. Why did they do that to you? How are you getting done like that? Oh, dude, what a good laugh, man. Oh man. So let's see some of the answers here. Immortal saying sold my AMC long ago for a loss. Brett, my brother, I did too. In fact, it was ape is stuck in my DAS trader forever, says Cryptic Trader. Oh man, I did too. I sold it for like a 90% loss. You know, I felt like the last $1,000 I had in there, I was gonna be able to multiply into some other money, and I definitely did. So my boys, they said it. You know, ARCa, get the hell out of that, bro. Just get out. You know, you don't have to. Man. And LPP saying, hi, ARCa, do you think William has an eyebrow focused and eyebrow focused OnlyFans? What? You think he's, no, man. That's still William, bro. We love that guy. So he doesn't mean no harm on nobody. Right? Theo William doesn't mean no harm on anybody. So, CoinFox, is that true? Can I say that out loud? All right, team. So here we go. Let's go ahead and give this 5 more seconds. So if you're new to the chat, go ahead and type in your poll, your vote here for the AMC, right? Are you holding AMC presently? Let's go ahead and give this 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And that was the end of the AMC poll. So let's go ahead and take a look at the stats on this. And here are your results posted. It looks like 80% are saying no to holding AMC, and 19% are saying yes. Whether you're lying or not, I can't tell. But but you know what? Based on a 41 vote poll, it's not bad, right? It's not bad. That gives us a clear sentiment here. So I remember asking, Gunner said, you know what? Screw it. You know what? Why not just do it, right? Why not just put up the analysis on AMC? Oh my goodness! So Peter saying, just joined the chat. I'm holding GTII. Peter, what is up, my brother? Thank you so much for coming in. Right. So the voting poll kind of ended a bit ago, but if you were to add it into the, let's see, that would have been about a 36. Yeah. So the majority of people here are actually holding GTII over AMC and FNGR. So there's only one person holding ape, right? Cryptic said there's only one. Oh my goodness, man. That is absolutely hilarious, guys. That's all right, man. Listen. I'm you know what, guys? I think that this is amazing. If you have an idea over a poll so we can use ourselves as that sentiment-based indicator, then go ahead and type it in, right? So, yep, Akira Nova couldn't have said it any better. My brother, go ahead and speak it out loud, my dude. So now Brandon Miller saying, yeah, AA is due for a Rico once. Dude, you know what? I got to tell you, man, there has been a Rico on AMC, man, since what, 2 years ago. and they still don't slap it on there. Like, I can't believe that they're getting away with that kind of murder, bro. Like, that's really something else. I'm telling you guys, I didn't have a lot of money, man. I didn't have a lot of money. So I entered long, around $6,100, and eventually averaged down to have a total entry on AMC of about $8,001 or $8,300, right around there. So I remember needing some cash for your daily household stuff, right? Like I don't remember if it was mortgage, if it was a back to school night or something, or a back to school season. And I remember pulling out about $1,300 from that risk when we were before the split, and we were trading at about $28. So damn. Okay, so I pulled out that, and then at the end, when we measured a potential 56% rise on AMC, it went up to around $9 and $9.25 or something. And right around there is when I sold my last $1,100 of I think it was right around there where I sold my last $1,100 position on AMC, and I never looked back from there. My guys, man, I'm telling you, the crew, it was Cryptic and OGG, Zephram, Sebastian. They were all telling me, man, get out. I think OGG may have been there too. They were all telling me, bro, just get out of it. Here's the one in a lifetime opportunity for you to get out, right? OGG, please have a good night, my brother, and I'll see you in the trading floor at 6 a.m. And I never looked back, you guys. That was it. It was just hit the close your eyes and hit the sell button. And I never looked back, so screw it. So let's see. So Joseph saying, if you are holding Ape, most likely you're holding also Toys R Us. And Ian saying, how many bag holders who want to change their positions from losing to winning come in and join us for 33 cents a day in the ARCa's Discord? I'm a former bag holder, says Ian. Dude, I appreciate you for sharing that with the team. You guys, what he means is that, yes, I'm charging about $9.99 a month for you to be part of the ARCa Bulls trading team, which Ian very cleverly averaged to a 33-cent daily entry fee. So it's like you drop in your quarter, right, to come into the bus and take the ARCa bus, right? So I love you, dude. Thank you for sharing that. So Brett Montgomery is saying, ARCa, can you do another GTII survey, cost basis under 1, 2, or 3, or 4, or 5, and over 5? I would love to know where the community sits on it. I'm stuck at $2.76 is where you are, brother. Wow. Okay. You know what? I'm down. You know what? Then you let's say it like this. Let's put it at a graceful even valuation. So if we're looking at finger, let me pull up GTII. Okay, let me get rid of the indicators. Let me go to the weekly time frame, and let me get rid of the drawings here. And the drawings and all that good stuff. Let me zoom out like crazy and observe the 897 target, right? This is the target. So why don't we leave it here? So why not this? Yeah, we'll leave it at about $2. Let's do that. Of above. Yeah, do you have an average of above $2 on GTII? And I'm going to put the question mark here. And let's go ahead and start the poll. Here we go. So submit your votes now, team, and let's go ahead and take a look at the sentiment here. Are you holding GTII at an above $2 average? So let's go ahead and submit the votes now and see what the sentiment brings in for us. If you're new to the chat, please remember that there's no information that you're submitting here other than yes or no. You are completely anonymous, and that's all we're going to be able to see. Smokescreen is saying that his average is 88 cents. But you don't have to type in your average, guys. I'm just saying for you to type in yes or no if you're holding above $2 average on GTII. CoinFox is saying, disclaimer, this is not financial advice. He says no traders were harmed while making this video. So do not follow any advice from any type of influencer ever. The Cryptic, you bastards are lucky that ARCa's not listening to me. I want to charge you losers $200 a month. Oh my goodness. You need to sign up to ARCa's thing, right? Saying Cryptic, he's over there screaming and shouting. Candace Morrison. Yeah, the OGG, he went over there to take a quick little nap. And so guys, go ahead and submit your vote if you haven't done so already. Do you have an average of above $2 on GTII? This is a good thing, man. This is a good thing. We'll be able to see collectively together, you know, how many of us within the chat are holding above $2 on GTII. I think that was a happy medium. You know, I think it was a good place for us to kind of gauge that answer from. And I will remind you that I know, I've said it before, I definitely know people who are holding above $5. OGG is saying GTII 276 average. Bro, I'm so sorry. Come join us on the trading floor. We will still help you get that back quickly, in my opinion. Oh, man. And Joseph saying, ARCa, at the weekly, you can see a head and shoulders target of about 10 cents. Do you see that too? On the weekly chart here with me? Are you talking about this?
Bro, when I heard his average, I had to fucking stay. That made me sick to my stomach. I feel so bad for him.
Oh, the 276 average?
Yeah, that sucks, man.
Oh, dude, I know, buddy. And thanks for coming back in and sharing that thought with a team member here, dude. You know, man. We just want to look out for the best, and that's it. Right? So maybe I'm telling you guys,
that's what the trading floor is all about, and you know why we pitch it to them so much and share with them, you know, because a lot of us have been stuck in that same situation, and now we've learned how to get out of those situations and how to prevent that from ever happening again. So, you know, and I promise you, everybody on that trading floor that has experienced it wants nothing more than to help others get out of those situations and not ever get in those situations again.
Exactly, brother. Right, wise words coming from OGG. Couldn't have said it better myself, man. And that really is what it's all about, right, man? We even support each other when we're in positions. You know, we often drop a ticker. We'll look at the ticker that the other team member's on, and we'll try our best, you know, for each other, which is great. And just some of the cool traits that we can all experience here. But OGG, please don't let me keep you here, my brother. I know that it's already a later time where you are, and if anything, please just reach out to me, and I'll pass whatever message on that you want me to pass on to the team. But I appreciate you for sticking around and saying that to.
Yeah, I'm out now. I'm crawling into bed. Just good night, everybody. See you on the floor in the morning.
I'll see you on the floor in the morning, buddy. I'll see you.
We're gonna make some money.
Let's make some cash. All right, so Michael saying GTN plays, that's an 8-cent dividend each quarter, which has 19 insiders. Let's see, bought shares between $8 and $9, which is 2 insiders bought after earnings of $10 each at $8.09, which owns 114 TV stations. That's ticker symbol GTN. I can't say that I'm familiar with the play, my brother, but thank you for sharing with us that the key information. So Joseph is saying that I'm 200K underwater in AMC, afraid to exit at the bottom. So the problem there is that when something is cheap, it could still be cheaper. And man, Akira Nova saying 284, but I'm gonna bring that. I'm gonna bring that down. All right, so guys, it looks like we're approaching a little bit of a standstill here in the voting poll for the GTII over $2 cost basis poll. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and give this just a few more seconds here, maybe 15, 20 seconds, and we'll go ahead and close that poll off, and then observe what the average is, right? So, and while we do that, while we give that few more seconds, I'm just gonna go ahead and remind you to go ahead and send me an email here if you would like to join the ARCa Bulls trading. I'm sorry, this is going to be the guys. I'm extending. I'm going to bring my 18-week program back, but I'm going to make it 4 to 5 weeks. I'm going to condense it into 4 to 5 weeks, so then I could ease you into the strategies mentorship program, which is going to be around 12 weeks. Okay, so that one is really where I'm going to have you join all the other master students. Guys, there have been so far 120 master students that I've actually taught to. So I can't even believe that I'm saying that number out loud. And we're already taking on new students too for the new program. There are absolutely a massive amount of seats that have been taken so far. So please go ahead and grab yours while they're still there, because the master students are priority to me and they may fill them up too. So go ahead and reach out to me at ArcMastersCourse at Gmail for both of the programs, and I'll send you the disclaimer and all that good stuff. So let's go ahead and give it 5 more seconds for the GTII poll, and that's going to be, do you have an average of above $2 on GTII? Let's go ahead and give that countdown now. It's going to be 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And this is going to be the end for the GTII poll. Let's go ahead and review the stats now. Okay, so here it is posted, and it shows here that we have 61% saying no to holding GTII above a $2 cost basis, and 38% at a yes, holding GTII above a $2 cost basis. Guys, that's showing you a really good piece of information here. So I'll see you, Coin. Sorry, buddy, I didn't see that you were still there, buddy. But please have a good night, and I'll talk to you soon. Yeah, it's getting late. I love you, buddy. Thank you for all your help, man. So, yep, we're gonna catch you in the trading floor, of course. And by guys, people saying that we're gonna catch you in the trading floor, that's the ARCa Bulls trading team saying that they're gonna see me at the trading floor tomorrow. So that's gonna be at that link that I just posted there. So go ahead and consider hitting that link and joining me there. Okay, and subscribe. That's really how it's gonna happen. So Northwest Sasquatch is saying that GTII, you DCA'd dollar cost average. Let me see, 162 AMC minus 345K. Ain't leaving till I get my base cost back by swing day trading it, brother. And you're doing it so far, brother. So CoinFox is saying cut the losses, right? Too many will take a small gain but hold a huge loss. And wise words coming in from Tom Hugard right there. CoinFox inspired it. I'm sorry, Tom Hugard inspired words by CoinFox. Best loser wins. It's understanding how to lose the right way, right? That would land on risk management, cutting your losers short. I'm talking about short-term trades, not the swings here. Chad, have a good night, buddy. Please be safe. Okay, you guys. So that is presently what we've observed here on the statistics. You can see for yourself what the sentiment feels like. But I'm talking about behind the GTII cost basis, the GTII holding versus FNGR holding, and even AMC. There's just so many people that are still presently holding at negative values, right? It's scary. And those are some of the biggest amounts that I've seen so far. Northwest, my brother, my heart out to you. Okay, so guys, let's go ahead and now take a look at the S&P 500. Ticker symbol SPY. I believe there's going to be a gap down on this. Okay, I believe there's going to be a gap down at the open. 12-hour time frame is sitting at about 509.98. Daily time frame sitting at 510.85. Guys, the prior day's close. Yeah, it was 510.85. Man, I'm wondering if we're going to gap down to, Jesus. Guys, we may be opening tomorrow somewhere in 507 or something. So if we open up down at those valuations on the S&P, then that means that we're going to get a flash downside on a lot of the tickers that we have, but there's going to be an immediate recovery. Usually speaking, when you have that gap down, there is a potential to come up and cover that gap. But until we experience this, everything else until then is going to be a guess. The only reason I'm telling you that we could experience a potential gap down is because of the E-mini S&P 500 futures contracts. We dipped from the prior day's close. This was arguably at the end of the weekend here at around 52.43. Then we dipped all the way back down during the weekend to around 51.50, And now we've just recovered just a little bit of it from to 51.85.25. I don't know if you kept an eye on crypto. The futures are up right now 0.27%. And this is what I'm observing here, is that there could still be a further upside on this, and I do think that this could reach the prior daily close. It could be at around that 52.44 to maybe even all the way up to 52.57 come tomorrow. I do believe there could be a pretty aggressive upside recovery on the ES and the S&P 5, just the S&P 500 in general. John saying, good evening, ARCa from sunny Southern California. My brother, good to see you here. Thank you for coming on by. It's always a pleasure to see you. And Brett saying on the SPY, 502.50 is not a level you see it drop to. 503 is what I think that we can drop to. And it would be right here. 503.04. I'm not sure about tomorrow, but there is that potential. It depends on where we're going to open. Okay, but why the 503? I don't know if you're familiar with this, right? But this is the mega gap. The NVIDIA gap. 503.04, 497.45 on the SPY is the NVIDIA gap. When NVIDIA was ripping to the upside and opened like freaking 75 points out of the money into the next day, it created a massive run on the broader markets, and the SPY gapped up that day hugely. It gapped up 1.5 ATRs on a daily, big time. Absolutely. Michael Anthony saying we gapped down on Friday because of the news of Iran strike. That is completely right. We're gapping down right now because the S&P 500 on the ES is still way below the closures that we got near Friday. Okay, so near Friday, we were up there at 52.40. We gapped down on this thing on the S&P 500. You're going to see a gap down of about 3-4 points. The recovery is going to be what we're observing, right? So you gap down, you come up to the prior day's close to face resistance, and then you'll go as such. So without looking here, the S&P 500 has about a $4.60 average true range on a daily basis. Let me go ahead and just observe that if I'm wrong. We're up to 539 now, so we're expanding. Huge ATR here, team. Okay, so that, I think if we open up down into the areas of about below 508, 507, around there, man, we could be experiencing an upside thrust here, right? And it could go beyond the prior day's close. It could go beyond the closure of Friday. Resistance to be faced here would be right around this area here. I would say in a discretionary manner that it would be between 511.68 and just about 512.29. This 512.29 target, team, we used all freaking week, right? Huge plays to the downside. Entries here, exits here. Man, we were talking about all kinds of good stuff. All right, so if we do gap down, expect a little bit of a pullback. That usually is what happened. The question is going to be if it's going to be a gap fill reversal, or if it's going to be a gap and go. So if we're going to reverse here, that would be your V-shaped recovery, which I don't think we have any reason to do. But if we gap and go, then we'll close the gap and continue to the downside. We have a critical support between these targets here. Remember, 497.45 to about 503.04. Your NVIDIA gap. Below that point, team, I would say below that point, your major inflection would be 490.74. So let's just say it like this. Price action closing on a daily basis beneath the 490.80 zone, that is bear territory. But until then, everything that we're performing here, let me show you this. Until we can start closing beneath that target there, everything that we do is just another higher low. This is your 503 right up here. Right here. If you're looking at that 490.80, it'll be right around here. That'd be inflection. So that would send you all the way back down to where? This trough. The highs of November 2021 You'll get that bounce from the 480, whatever that is, validate the resistance of your 490, and then continue to the downside here. First support bottom would be 462.30 to about 459.61. It doesn't take too much of a crazy mind to observe that potential play, but it is conditional. In order for us to succeed on a play like that, we would need to fall beneath that critical point, 490.80. That's your inflection point. And now, of course, your NVIDIA gap is going to have a lot to say before we can even reach that. So there is a psychological component behind that too. Joseph, take care, buddy. All right, guys. So that's the analysis here for the S&P 500. It doesn't really matter what the individual tickers do. For example, I know that we had a lot of people kind of interested in what I was going to say about the back test regarding GME. I can't do it now. I can't perform this back test because of what's happening overseas. Team, the moment we got that airstrike on, I believe it was on Saturday, early Saturday here in Pacific time, we noticed that there was multiple drones getting prepared to fly out. At that moment, we were already observing BTC at the very top. As we played BTC from the very freaking top to the very bottom, and that's why I'm telling you that I can't tell you what the markets are going to do. I can just give you the points of inflection. That's all. So that's all that it's going to do. All right, team. So looking at individual tickers, Cryptic is right in the chat. Looking at individual tickers right now, probably it's not going to be worth anything. So what I encourage you to do is join the ARCa Bulls trading team. We're going to observe the pre-markets live in the morning, and we're going to see what the probabilities are for direction. And only then will we be able to tell what that direction is going to be. So go ahead and join in and come by as soon as you can. So options is saying, well, her portfolio looks, oh, sorry. I thought you were talking to me, buddy. But yes, sorry. Let's see. Did I miss any of the chat here? Nothing so far. Okay, you guys. So I think this is a pretty good place for us to just go ahead and get some rest. I know that it's late for some of you in the East Coast. Please remember, send me an email if you are interested in the mentorship programs for the Masters course, and also hit the link in the description and also in the chat to join the ARCa Bulls trading team. But I very much appreciate everybody for coming on by. You know where to reach out to me if you have any questions. So then we'll go ahead and get this thing going. So MicroStrat is options. Hold on, guys. So options is telling us that MicroStrategies could be 12:30 soon. Puts have been paying good. Then after earnings, we're gonna rock it. So let's go ahead and take a look at ticker symbol MSTR during the week and move along with that ticker because that thing is often in play. So let me do it in private with you. So volatility on Monday says Northwest Sasquatch. More than normal? I expect that to be more than normal. Yes, sir. I do. And if it isn't, then that would be a complete surprise to me. And then, whatever. But yeah, I do expect volatility to be above normal. Okay, you guys. So yeah, if any questions or concerns, please reach out to me, and we'll go ahead and keep up with the markets together. All right, team. Thank you for coming on out. Please take whatever I show and iterate within these videos as just a form of entertainment, as I cannot suggest for you to buy, sell, or hold any tickers whatsoever or any assets. I need you to do your due diligence and everything will be cool. But with that said, team, I wish you well. A very good rest of your night, and I'll catch you at the Bell Mañana. Adios.